Okay, good morning. Good Bach. Erev Tu B'Av. Great is Torah, for it brings refuah to all who need. And they are?
Yehudis Golda Vasily Zahana, Baruch ben Benyamin ben Rechablima, Yosef Yitzhak ben Lior, Chaim Yaakov Zev ben Sarah, Shoshana Bashana. Did I leave somebody out? I think that was it.
Refuah Shlema B'Korah.
Amen.
Amen.
Devorah Miriam Chava, Legal Batsima, Benjamin Beer Ben.
You faded out there.
Fega Bas Shoshana, Esther Fega Bas Kaya Rachel.
Refuah Shlema B'Korah. Of Yitzhak Bivish ben Brina Malka and Penelope Ann Bas Joyce. Any others? Okay. Hayom Yom. Today. 14th of Menachem Av in 1941 marked 50 years since my father, the Rebbe Rashav, told me, the Frierdiker Rebbe, to begin recording the stories he told me. Frierdiker Rebbe was novel amongst the all Rebbeim, not writing, I mean, they all wrote Torah, but he wrote stories, which themselves have had a tremendous influence on Hasidim in his generation and since then, because they bring out such panemius in terms of the darche Hasidus, the way of living Hasidus. And anyway, when the Tzemach Tzedek began writing on Talmudic and Hasidic subjects, now we're going back right to the Tzemach Tzedek. So the Alter Rebbe said to him, he quoted. It quotes as Ukna lecho chaver, acquire a friend for yourself. This is the wisdom of the Torah. Acquire a friend. But this word kana could be read ukane. Kane means to acquire. So you should acquire a friend. But since the two words are cognates, they're related, the quill and the friend, so the idea was that the quill should be your friend. And so he expressed to him that he should write, that the friend, acquire a friend, and acquire and quill are the same. That should be your friend. You should write. My father once quoted the Alter Rebbe. Now this is talking about the Rebbe Rashab. The kana, the same thing. The quill should be your friend, and elaborated. Friend. This refers to the quill of the heart. It should be your friend, your chada. It should be the quill of the heart, meaning that whatever one learns, one must experience emotionally. Now, it's not explained here, and I'll tell you the truth, I haven't seen it anywhere, but the idea of friend, chaver, is the same language as chibor, to connect. So this pen should reach down and connect with the innermost experience. You should and connect yourself to your deep emotional heart, to the depth of your heart, to what we'll call, as a lead-in to today, to the Panemius Halev. Back to Tzedaka, the Panemius Halev. Okay. Put this aside. And lessons in Tanya, in Chayenu, it's on page 60.
63 in Lessons in Tanya.
Good, thank you. And Lakuti Morim, you get us a Kodesh. Yeah. Yes, the Kodesh, bottom of page Kuf Vav, 2 lines up. Talking about Tzedaka, right? We're continuing our discussion about Tzedaka. Remember, the base is the Jewish people are only redeemed through Tzedaka. And the captives, which we touched here, the inner dimension of our heart, the Pinta Yid, which is ultimately connected with Atzmas of Hashem, only through tzedakah. So here we have another pasuk. V'zehu tzedek, righteousness, tzedakah, lefonev yahalech. It causes one to go. And the ending is tzedek lefonev yahalech. Tzedakah will cause one to go literally in front of you, but we've always touched panav, face, panemius. So we read it, tzedek lefonev yahalech, lefonev hu miloshen panemius. That giving tzedakah, the act of tzedakah, will cause you to, the panemius of your heart to go, to get excited, to get motivated, to come out, so-called, of its hiding place. Hu miloshen helecha. It causes to go. Shemoilech, it guides, tzedakah. It has an effect on something else. And what's the something else? As panemius halev. It arouses, it affects, it stirs, and connects with the panemius of the heart. Now, just for review, we at the beginning when we started this, Ein Yisrael Negolan El Tzedaka, he speaks about the panemius halev. The panemius halev is the very internal point of the heart. It's called umka deliba, the depths of the heart. And this is aroused at a level much deeper, and this is the point he makes, much deeper than conscious thought and meditation. And this point of the heart is an arousal, he calls it, of ha'oris chokhmah elah. It's an arousal of a supernal chokhmah, meaning the innermost dimension of chokhmah, which connects with the ayin which is above seichel. So this is the quality of tzedakah. It connects with the ayin, it connects with the, what we call in other terms, the panemius of our heart. And the panemius of our heart, we also call it Shekhinah, the Shekhinah, which is the dwelling place of Hashem in our hearts. And it causes that to become revealed. It touches, it's a moilich, back to our language here. It brings forth and guides the panemius of the heart, le Hashem, toward Hashem. Top of page 212. The achachach, and afterwards, yosim l'derech Hashem. It puts one in the spirit, in the path of Hashem. Really, yosim means you shall be put in the spirit, in the way of Hashem. Ha'amov, your footsteps. Meshikosav, it is written, v'halachas bedarchov, and you shall walk in his ways. Acharei Hashem elechem selechu, after Hashem, your God, you shall go. And your going is b'chol maseh ha-mitzvahs, with all the deeds of mitzvahs. The Talmud Torah keneged kulam, and Talmud Torah encompasses all of the deeds of mitzvahs because it's the source of all the mitzvahs. Shekulan oilen Hashem al yidei pnimis aliboy, and all of them, all of the deeds that you do, the deeds meaning acts of tzedakah. We're speaking money, but also, giving over oneself to situations, to other people, etc., etc. All of that, kulam oilin Hashem, all of that rises up to Hashem al yedei panemius halev, through the inner dimension of the heart, which it says ba'oisis ace, which is much, much stronger, umayla mayla, and much, much deeper, ma'elasim, than the depths of Hashem al yedei chatzonius halev, than the depths of Hashem that are reached by the externality of the heart. Which the externality of the heart is hanoili b'tavuna v'hadas levadon, which is aroused only by bina, or contemplation, and das alone. Bli ha'oris panim elamayla, without an arousal from the panemius, which comes at a deeper level. Ela b'vichinas hester panim. So that deeper level, when the avodah is only through seichel, I understand, therefore I will do, which is a complete reverse of all of what we said at Mount Sinai, right? At first we said, we will do, and then we will understand. So again, the ma'aseh hu ha'ikar, the deed is the main thing, not only because that's what Hashem wants, but because it also has an effect on us. What he's saying here today, it brings out that which is normally hidden, which is the panemius of the life, the nakuda, the point of atzmus with which we connect with him, which he had said earlier, is higher than the manifest level of the soul. The manifest level of the soul, we say, that is machshava, that the soul rose up to or it comes from the depths of machshava, but it's from the depths, deeper than machshava, of course, that the soul is resident. And tzedakah brings out the radiance and the effulgence and the awareness and the feeling of that connectivity at that essential level. Because the supernal faces, again, the highest depths, panemius, the innermost depths, are not shining, they're not revealed down here below, only through an arousal from below. Our old equation, the arousal from below is dafka, specifically what affects an arousal from above. And this is the deed of tzedakah, and we said in many places that all the mitzvahs are called tzedakah, they're called the general tzedakah, but he's speaking here specifically, the context here is tzedakah, because remember we're talking about giving a pruta or more than a pruta, giving away more than a fifth, etc., all about tzedakah. But one needs to keep in mind that this is any way in which you give away yourself. I'm going to give myself away. And that's called shalom, because it creates a connection, a chibur, right? It makes a chaver, back to our yomim. You get a friend, you make a connection with somebody, and that connection is drawn through the mitzvah. Therefore, you're drawing elakus into the relationship, into the situation, etc. And this is what's written, Poda b'shalom nafsi. Now, this is an allusion back to the very first letter. Right, we said the situation of it. I think Pesha Rivka brought out a lot of details in that situation, where the Alter Rebbe was being released from prison, and this became the theme of a song. That kapitel became the emblem of, and the song that's connected with Yotes Kislev, the redemption of the Alter Rebbe. And this is written in Tillim, that my soul is redeemed in peace, right? Nafshi daike. And here he's touching nafshi, there are various ways of touching, and here he's touching nafshi, that God's soul is redeemed. And what's God's soul? What needs redemption? The Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is in exile. Remember, we've spoken about that fairly recently. And in the context particularly of Tisha B'Av. The Shekhinah, the divine presence, rested in the temple. The temple was destroyed. The Shekhinah is in exile. And that's the Shekhinah in macrocosm, in the world. And then there's the Shekhinah in microcosm, in each of our souls, the Pintel Yid. And Tzedakah redeems that. And this is also the reason Tzedakah Shalom, that Tzedakah is called peace. It makes peace between us and him. In other words, it connects. Shalom is also Loshen Shlim, which means complete or whole. We become one with him and he with us. Kamman Rizal, as our sages have said, through our redeeming of our souls. Hashem. What's the souls here? This is the part of God that's within it. As we say, the soul is a part of God above. Mamish and it says redeeming. Now, redeeming means it's in captivity. The Shekhinah besoichai. The spark of Geula in the heart of every person. The Geula Prati is, and before it's a Geula Prati, it's a Galus Prati. It's a specific Galus, to the extent that one is captured in the Chitzonium, in the preoccupation, and sucked into the externalities of the world. And what redeems that? Tzedakah. And he says particularly, tzedakahs eretz Yisrael, the tzedakahs that we give to the Holy Land, particularly. Shehi tzedakahs Hashem mamish, which the tzedakah we give to the Holy Land is the tzedakah of Hashem mamish. Because it's a pasuk in Devorim, Tamid Ayinei Hashem Elokecha Ba, the eyes of Hashem are continually upon her. The her here is Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. The eyes of Hashem are always upon her. And it should be, and it will be that, and it is that my eyes and my heart are there in the land of Israel, all every day, all days, all my days. In this tzedakah, particularly the tzedakah to Yisrael, stands up as the result for us to redeem chai nafshenu, the life of our soul, not just the soul, but the life of the soul, meaning the panemius of the soul, the nakuda shebaliba, the point in the heart. It redeems the point of the heart and redeems all of the energy that's in the world from being captive and pushed into the other side. So, redeeming captives, all about tzedakah. More tzedakah, more redemption. Redemption on the individual scale, redemption of consciousness, redemption of world, but on the simple scale, redemption of people who need to be redeemed. The time at lanu la'ad, and it stands up, the tzedakah stands up for us forever. To put our souls in touch with and connected with, I'm putting in those words, in the truth, the true life of life, in the true life, from the life of life, which is what is l'or be'or ha'chaim. It takes our souls and elicits and takes it out of its so-called hiding place, where it's covered over in the gullus, and causes it to shine up from below to above, and brings a shine from above to below. And this is l'or be'or ha'chaim, one light in another light, the light, in the living light, asher yor Hashem ponav itonu, which through our act of tzedakah down here below, that causes the radiation, the illuminations of Hashem's face, again, Hashem's panemius, his innermost essence, itonu, upon us, selah, always, Amen, Ken Yehi Ratzon, Amen, so it should be God's will. That's today's. Amazing, huh? What tzedakah accomplishes. Questions?
Comments? No, comments. There's beautiful Yalkut Shimoni that explains the pasuk Kumi Ori Kiva Orech, 2 ors. Speaking of the 2 ors.
Translate the
Kumi,
pasuk.
it's in Lechadodi Likras Kala. It's in Kabbalah Shabbos. Yeah. Kumi Ori, arise my light, Kiva Orech, because your light has come. So, I don't remember who, but one of the rabbis says, Hashem says to the Jewish people, my light is your light, and your light is my light. Come, let's go together and light up Yerushalayim. And I'll share the song. It's such a beautiful song. They put it to music, but it's such a beautiful thought that Hashem's light is our light, and our light is Hashem's light. It's one light. And Hashem says to the Jewish people, let's go together and light up Yerushalayim.
Beautiful. It's one light, and we have the power to bring out that oneness instead of living in worlds where there's him and there's us. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Anybody else? Comment or question? So the obvious ha'ora is tzedakah. I mean, the obvious, when I say ha'ora, the illuminating takeaway. But any other takeaways? Batya,
my thought was that when we give tzedakah, my thought was when we give tzedakah, we should have a few sentences from this parak in front of us and kind of give tzedakah with more attention.
It's a good idea. It's a beautiful idea. Thank you.
What I was going to add is just that it's a completely different mindset in terms of thinking about tzedakah, Because when I think of tzedakah, I think I'm helping this, there's a poor woman, there's, the land of Israel, wherever I'm sending it to. I'm always thinking like from me to that person who needs, or that place that needs. And this, and this is saying that your tzedakah, it's going the other way. It's like it's going up to Hashem. It's the connection between you, and it's just a completely different way of thinking tzedakah.
Of course, both are happening. But you're right. The news is
happening.
Yeah.
But it's just I usually don't think of it, in terms of, I'm connecting. This is the connection, not the panemius. There's a whole other level there that I really never think about.
Well, Baruch Hashem, now we can think about it and have more, as Rosa said, more kavanah when we get
away. That what you're doing, you're not just doing this physical act of giving tzedakah. It's coming from a very deep place for you because it's your money. Letting go of money, I guess, brings that out inside of you. But there's this whole other spiritual connection part.
Right.
So that's my takeaway.
It brings geula because it's because of that connection, that you're mentioning. So Hashem gives tzedakah. What's his tzedakah? He reveals more of himself into all of us and into the world. So Sharif, you got a hand up?
I think it's very beautiful, and the equation of tzedakah with shalom and shalom with Hashem, and specifically the emphasis on Eretz Yisrael. We should not ignore that part. Please.
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. We're talking about where Hashem focus is. If we want to unite with Hashem more, we should have the same focus as Hashem has, and that we could do this through. But the idea that tzedakah brings shalom, not just externally but internally, and that it's doing Hashem's work and revealing us Hashem. Because as we talk about it, somebody asked me the other day, what's the English equivalent of tzedakah? So here somebody was in a Hebrew speaker. So it's not charity. It's really right justice. It's the just thing to do because we are just caretakers of whatever Hashem gives us. And he's giving us by giving us the ability to give and to share, he's giving us the ability to share in his work. It's in what he wants done in the world. So
justice. So just do it. Just do it.
Right.
We learned connected with this. You reminded me on Shabbos we were learning a mimer on the idea. Explain. I think it's a decent pirush on the eyes of Hashem are upon the land of Israel. We learned that the Kaddish Kadoshim in Yerushalayim, that spot, whether the temple is built or not, but that spot is the place where all the energy, the energy that enlivens everything in this world enters the world. So I'm thinking of Hashem looking particularly at that spot. And that spot, why is his eye there? Because Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, is really the heart of the whole planet Earth. And really, Eretz Yisrael on all levels, because everything in physical has a spiritual level, is the central point of condensation and focus of God's land. It's the Shekhinah. It's where the Shekhinah lies. And the Shekhinah is manifest in the Kodesh Kodashim, in the Holy of Holies, in that place which is the place of the Holy of Holies, in Eretz Yisrael, and spreads out from there to the entire world. So,
and to within each one of us.
And to each one of us.
The connector.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else? All right. So we meet again. Hashem on Tu B'Av tomorrow. Bye-bye.